Hey, hi friends. Through this video, I would like to share how we can install Oracle 12c Release 2 on Linux 7.3 version. As many of you people know that we got Oracle 12c Release 2 released just a couple of days back. So how we are going to download that? So first I'm going to show you that. So we need to browse to oracle.com site, wherein you can point to downloads and you can go to Oracle database, and here you can see Oracle database 12c release 2. So as of now it was released for Linux as well as Solaris with Spark and without Spark systems. And breaking out the earlier mechanism of what we have till 12c release 1, once again Oracle went back to its own 10G kind of model where it has been given with only one file instead of two database files like earlier it used to give. So once you can accept the license agreement, you will be able to download this software by just clicking on that. And of course you need to have a free registration user ID and password for that. So we have an Oracle Linux 7.3 machine here, and on top of this how we can able to install this Oracle 12c release 2, I'm going to show you that. So initially we need to execute few commands in order to create some groups and users and to provide the ownerships, etc. So the first one is to create oinstall group. So we are just executing that oinstall. Then we are going to add a group by the name DBA, and then we are going to create a user by the name Oracle, for which we are making this oinstall as the primary group that we are going to specify with the help of -g symbol here, and then we are making DBA as the secondary group for the same user. To represent that, we are going to use uppercase of G here. So the moment we add the user, we need to change the password. So for that we are going to use the command psswd oracle, and you can provide the password of your wish. So if the password doesn't match the requirements, then you would be seeing a message like this, which it can be ignored if you are practicing on a test machine. And then we are going to provide the ownership on the mount points that we have. So in this machine I have few mount points. So the basic, apart from the root, the other file systems that I have is U0, 1, 2 and 3. So on these three file systems I'm going to provide the ownership to this Oracle user by executing this chown commands. So as this is 12c database, we need to execute few more steps in order to go ahead and do the installation. So the first step that we need to perform is we need to add the IP address and the host name in etc host file. So for that we need to just open this file with veditor, and then you need to write down your IP address. So in my case it is 192.168.153.144, and the host name that is DB server. So if you have a domain name you can add it, or otherwise you can just leave that, that's not a problem, and then save this file. Then you need to verify whether in etc host name it is showing the correct host name whatever you have configured while installing the Linux. So for that you need to just say cat command, and whatever the host name that is showing up here you need to just cross verify whether it is correct or not. Then as a third step, we need to set the kernel parameters. In this particular file, etc sysctl.conf, and the parameters are listed here in the file, you can see. So we are going to set the same parameters in this file. So we can just copy paste and then save this file. So to make these parameters effective, we are going to execute a command sysctl-p, and the next step, we are going to add some limitations here. So for that, we need to specify the contents in this particular file. So open this file with veditor. So this file will not exist, so it will be like a new file, and into this new file you need to just copy and paste the content whatever it is here. And then you can save this file as well. And to the login file you are going to add the limits line. So you are going to add this line at the last, and again save this file as well. The next important step is to install the packages which are required for Oracle installation. So there are so many packages you can see here. So sometimes while executing these packages you may get some error. So before proceeding, you just need to make sure whether any yum install is running already on your machine. You can do that with the help of this command ps-ef grep yum. So as of now nothing is running, so you are good to go. So if at all you see any other process apart from this, then you need to kill that process first, and then you need to install the packages. So there are so many packages, you can just copy and paste them, and it would take some time in order to install it. Okay, so now that the installation of these packages have been completed, so we need to proceed with the next step, that is setting the permissive in this particular file. So we can go to end and put down this line sc linux is equals to permissive, and one more thing that you need to take care of is this line, so which is already showing it as SC Linux is equals to enforcing. So here you need to comment out this, otherwise it will get overridden every time. So once you comment it, just save this file. Then you need to execute the command to make sure that the enforce is set to permissive. And then as a final step, you are going to stop and disable the firewall. So with this, we have completed all the prerequisite steps for installing Oracle 12c Release 2. Then we'll be proceeding to copy the software, and for that we are going to use a tool called WinSCP, so which you can freely download from Google, and you can install it. So once you install it, the very first time you can see a screen like this, where you need to provide your IP address, then your username, so it should be Oracle, and in the beginning we have set the password for Oracle user, so we need to give the same password here. And then I'm going to the location. The left hand side is the Windows machine, so I'm going to the location where my Oracle software is there. So this is the file which I showed you in the beginning to download, and this I am going to copy that into a mount point called U03, and it would be always better to change the transfer settings here to binary in order to copy the file in correct format. You can just drag and drop from left hand side to right hand side in order to copy the file. So now the copy is done. We are going to again go back to the putty session, and we need to unzip this file. So for that I am switching to Oracle user, and I am pointing to U03 location where my zip file is existing. So I'm just unzipping this file. Okay, so unzip is done. Now we are going to invoke the graphical interface. So for that I am going to use a tool called X Manager, which you can download for free, and but it is having an evaluation period of only 30 days. So I'm just going to use that here. So the protocol would be SSH and username would be Oracle, and usually the command you may see it as a blank like this. So you need to just point down to this arrow button and then select this second option, that is Xterm for Linux, and just click on run. So here you can just accept and save, and you'll be getting a screen like this. So wherein you need to point down to U03, and you can able to see a directory by the name database, just like in earlier versions of Oracle. And here you would be finding run installer file. So just invoke the run installer file to start the installation. So this is the first screen of Oracle 12c release 2. You may not find any differences in Oracle installation screens and all, as it is just a sub release and not the main release. So in this screen we are going to uncheck this option. I am not going to provide any Oracle support username and password. Then I'm just accepting this warning. So as of now I am installing only Oracle database software. So I'm just selecting the second option. Then I am going with Oracle single instance database installation, then enterprise edition. And you can see over here you might require 7.5 GB in order to do this installation. So you need to make sure whichever the mount point that you are going to install should have that much free space or more than that. And this is the default locations that it is going to take, and that is of U01. So I'm just accepting the default values as it is. And this is the inventory location and the inventory group name. So here I need to just select DBA for the OS level groups, or I can create different groups like OS DBA, OS Oper and all. So either we can go and create those groups, or we can just make this DBA. Anything would be fine. So here in the screen it is going to cross check for the prerequisites. If all the prerequisites are met, then you will get a final screen like this. So in our case we have already done with the prerequisites in the beginning, so that's the reason directly it went on through the last screen. So the moment you click on install, your installation will start. So let's wait for a few minutes in order to complete this. So now you can see it is asking to execute two scripts. One is inst root.sh and second one is root.sh. So these scripts we need to execute as a root user. So I'm just going back to putty session and I'm going to execute them. So this is inst root.sh and then root.sh. So the change that you would be observing is it is going to ask you something about trace file analyzer. Basically it is for the OCR and voting disk files in REC environment, so which you might not require for a standalone installation. So I'm just giving no here, and anytime we can able to install that at later point of time by just executing the script. So once it is done, you can say OK here, and that completes our 12C release 2 installation. Thanks everyone for watching this video.